Boo yourself. Boo, boo, boo yourself. Happy Halloween. Hope everybody's doing well tonight and having a good time. A safe Halloween trick-or-treating. And hello, Rob and Michelle, Rob, and Red, and the links in the chat if anyone wants to jump in the in our chats. I messaged the links out. And you know, I figured this would be a fun thing to do. You know, is talk paranormal stuff about, you know, since it's Halloween and stuff. And you hear all kinds of people saying that they don't celebrate Halloween. It's satanic and this, that, and the other. Well, I got news for you. If you take an Oreo cookie, twist it in half and pull it apart, you've got Halloween and you have Christmas. They come from the same thing. That's right. Christmas is also a pagan holiday. And if you don't believe me, research it. It's the pagans that did it for winter solstice, and it's not even Jesus' real birthday. Jesus was born in the spring. So those who celebrate Jesus' birthday on the 25th of December, that's a pagan holiday. So that's just for the people that have an issue with what I do. Anyway, happy Halloween. This will probably be my last live for the year. Out here anyway. It's cold. I don't know what it is. Take a look. I forgot what I was doing. It's 50. No, that's not even where I live at. Why is that there? I don't know how to change it. Let's see. Maybe I can. See if this does it. It's 55. It's 55 right now. Ooh, so if anybody wants to talk about ghosts or any ghost stories they had or Bigfoot, I sent Baldy a link. Baldy was supposed to say he was coming on to join me tonight. I don't have to talk to him today. That was yesterday. He's been busy though. Hopefully he'll get it. Well, speaking of ghosts.
Well, howdy, y'all.
What's going on?
Oh, just same old thing. Just another day at it.
You know what's really nice is you don't look like you're as tired as you were the other night.
Well, I played around about all day today.
Yeah.
I went to bed early last night and woke up early this morning and then dozed off and on about all day and then went out and done feeding this evening. And Shaky done a freezing up.
It's the wind's blowing here now. It's been raining and it's just so it's going to happen. You see how I'm dressed? I got a hoodie on. I got a shirt, a hoodie, and another shirt. And I got long johns and jeans.
I was outside working with a flannel on today. Oh, he's froze again.
Mm-hmm.
Well, hey, Michelle. Hey, Jackie. Hey, Red. I don't know who all else said it. Or happy Halloween.
That's who I saw too. Yeah. Where's April?
She went to yonder. She said she had to go fix something to eat.
I don't blame her. Let me hit this other button over here. Where's April? Oh, there's Michelle.
She went to yonder.
There's Michelle with her tab open. To go.
Somebody's echoing.
Yeah, Michelle still has a tab open. Oh, there's Michelle.
Now she ain't got
I
a
hear
mic.
Ghost.
You're a ghost.
Oh, look, there's a ghost.
Yeah, poor Rob.
Was that y'all in that picture you sent me? Are they free? Yeah, they gotta be freezing up. It's not me. Say something. I can't hear you.
They ain't got their mic on. There's Michelle's famous look.
Can't hear. Can't hear. No
Got
sound.
your mic? You may have to go out and come back in again.
Oh.
Can't hear you. Whoop, there she went.
Oh.
Oh, mate. Whoops, wrong way. Looks like I got my camera adjusted just right.
Putting that up a little tighter against my throat. It's cold out here.
Yeah. Oh, I ain't turned on the lights. That's another reason.
You can turn on the lights.
Yeah.
You're mighty bright than me. You got a little brighter.
Yeah, if you don't have, I ain't turned that on either.
I like that backdrop. That looks good.
I just went and downloaded that a minute ago. That's cool what I was doing when I got your thing.
I like it.
I'm gonna drop the cow for the camera here a minute while I eat.
Yeah, go ahead. Knock your socks off.
I know you don't want to sit and see me.
It don't matter. I was watching some shows today that were on a while back, but one of them was a Bigfoot show and had Bill Munns on there, and it was pretty cool, the stuff he was talking about. He said there was no way that somebody in a suit in that Patterson Gimlin film. That kind of, and then there was some other stuff they were talking about that really was kind of cool that I didn't know. And I knew with the tracks that they always talked about a mid-tarsal break, and the tracks they found, it would show a mid-tarsal break. And but I never knew that it was only common in great apes, not in humans, but in apes. It wasn't a human trait. Humans don't have it. So I thought that was pretty interesting too.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, she's back.
I was on another live last night or night before, and there's a guy on there, boy, he's about to get ill at everybody wanting to talk about Bigfoot.
I see her mouth moving.
She still ain't got no voice or mic.
I don't know. No, I don't hear her. Can't hear you.
Either that or she's trying to act like a mime.
Yeah, maybe she's messing with us. I don't know. She might be messing with us. She's a mime for Halloween. Maybe you got to go under your camera mic setting or something. I don't know.
Most time you can look and see if they got their mic muted.
No, it's not. Yeah, now I hear you.
You hear me now?
Yeah.
No.
Yep. Yep, can hear you now.
Can you really hear me?
Uh-huh.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh,
Hey, Eddie.
I went in and deleted a bunch of stuff off my computer, and it must have changed the settings. Hi. I don't know if he's coming.
Who? The Grinch?
You.
I was checking my
Glenn, where'd you go?
Howdy.
I'm
back.
There's the Grinch.
I was eating. You know, with my mom's leftover Halloween candy, like a big. Will you go get it?
Well, the deal was the big bags of candy.
But there was a deal. I didn't know about a deal.
Well, there was a deal. They had 2 big bags of candy, and then the church over another big bag of candy.
Oh, yeah.
So he says, just give it all away. You'll do. What we got to do? So, all right, get her done. The candy and end up with about half a bag left.
Well, the church is next door to my mom and dad's, and they usually do like a Boo Fest thing in the front, out candy and
Hot chocolate and
Yeah.
cider and
well, since they started doing that, my parents get 300 to 400 kids their house trick or treating. So,
Wow.
yeah, we get about 300 kids.
yeah, there's a lot.
Sometimes.
If y'all
More.
can keep Eddie and his
Which we
dad in
tried
your
to do
prayers,
then. I think.
keep Eddie and his dad
Oh.
in y'all's prayers. His dad's sick,
Oh no.
having some issues.
Okay.
Yeah, keep Eddie and his dad in y'all's prayers.
All right.
Hi, Mary Ranch.
All right.
Hi,
Hey
Mary.
Mary, how you doing,
Go
girl?
ahead.
Hey, this Amish woman and her kids are going down the road, and they get pulled over by a cop. All right. So the cop comes up and says, "Your tag on the back is broken, so I want to make
We know
sure that
this.
you don't get hurt." She says, "I'll make sure my husband fixes it as soon as I get home." He says, "Okay. Oh, and by the way, the lead from your horse that comes back is wrapped around your horse's testicles, and we're scared that people want to complain from these animal activists and stuff. So you might want to get that taken care of." She says, "Okay, I'll get my husband to take care of it as soon as I get home." So she gets home, her husband comes out, and she says, "I got pulled over." He said, "What's wrong?" She says, "I need you to fix the tag on the back." He says, "Okay." She says, "Oh, and the emergency brakes broke too."
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yep.
I think Eddie said his dad has
Yeah.
cancer.
Yeah, that's up to him to say. I just want
I'm sorry. Andy starts radiation on, I believe it's Tuesday.
Yeah. No, he's had it before, hadn't he? Just the
Not
chemo.
radiation,
just the chemo.
no.
That's what made him real sick.
Just the chemo, yes.
Yeah. They stopped the chemo because it was so bad on Andy radiation route.
So they did shrink the tumor a little bit, so they do know
Good.
that, and they're going to try the radiation now and try to break it up.
Anybody got any good ghost stories?
Who was that?
Who is what?
Oh, should I show the picture? Let me show the picture I sent you. This
All of
is
us?
this is me and Rob.
Oh, I thought it was like just like
ago, we
tonight. I was
just-
like, damn, y'all got changed quick.
Well, my grandkids didn't know who we were.
Yeah.
My kids didn't even know at first. The girls didn't know at first until
We didn't say nothing. We just kind of like
yeah,
showed
we
up.
just
and-
went in the house and they're like, "Who is that?" Yeah, we had fun. I want to make a Santa costume for Rob, a really nice, big, fluffy, real. I might do that.
Cool.
All you have to do is start growing your
Grow that beard out. Look like
beard now. You'll be
Glenn.
ready for next year.
Well,
Well, I
yeah.
don't like it long. Yeah, he would make a good Santa Claus.
Yeah, mine's already about white enough.
An elf.
One in.
Eddie says dad's 82. Yeah, it is gonna be hard on him at that age.
It ain't no doubt.
You might.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
I know my dad just turned 86.
Sorry,
months
Eddie.
ago.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Wow, 86.
Show me a picture.
Oh, Rob wants me to show you this picture here.
Oh, they froze up.
Hard to see.
Oh, there you go.
He.
That's the picture of her grandma or parents' front
Hold on.
yard.
There we go.
Decorated for Halloween.
Sitting on the porch.
I think I am.
Wow.
I'm probably taking the camera, but I think there's a
I don't
kid.
know.
Yeah,
That's me with one of the kids. Two of the kids.
I guess tomorrow I can hang Christmas lights, huh?
Yep. It's legal. now.
You know what? My daughter's putting her, and I think we should too. Now,
The
we
house
go get
down
me that bag of
The house
chocolate.
down the road from us has had Christmas lights up for a week. Uh-oh. We're going to get famous now. Here we go. Where's he at?
There he is.
I don't see him. There he is.
Oh,
He's ghosting us.
Can you hear us?
You know,
Baldy. He's
I
trying
believe
to
he's freezing up too.
Mhm. Oh, there he is. Now he's moving.
yeah. Right.
Baldy.
He's gonna have to find that spot on the hill again.
Yeah, really.
Can y'all hear me?
And I can. Take that mask off. You're scaring everybody.
You
Uh-oh.
want Jackie to hit him for you?
Maybe he's going to get a better spot. There he is. He's back.
That was the thing. We've got a brand new.
For
Now
you?
he's circling. You're
Purple
back?
and green.
Now he's back. What's up, Baldy?
How you doing? Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
freezing a little bit here and there, but I can hear you.
Cool.
All right, Eddie. God bless you, brother. And your dad's in our prayers. Baldy.
Yes.
Now Michelle
Can you hear me?
dropped out. Barely.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, now I can hear you.
All right. Great.
Ask Santa Claus for a voice recorder for Christmas.
Cool.
That's what you need.
Man, I know. God, let me tell you one thing. I kicked myself in the butt. It was, and I waited last night until midnight to try to hear that sound again. Nothing. But last night I was sleeping in this house and no one in the house, and I heard somebody cough and somebody talk, and I'm going, dogs can't cough and dogs can't, well, dogs can cough, but they can't
Yeah.
talk. Yeah.
They don't cough like we do. I mean, they got a total different sound when they cough.
Yep.
What house was that?
I can't say, but
Mm.
but all I could say that it was in B County.
I mean, was it like an old abandoned farmhouse or something? Or
Nothing like that.
oh, wow.
Nothing like that. Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Down over here in B County, we always say here's where monsters hang out. So.
Wow. Dang.
Most
So
definitely.
what else is going on down there? Any more action?
No, just a couple of nights ago, when I called you about it, and like I said, I recorded it in perfect sound. I mean, excellent sound, and you could actually hear them talking to each other and stuff. One at 12 o'clock, one at 3, and then all of a sudden I hit a key to my recorder and turned off. So, but other than that, I waited last night to hear that sound again, and nothing.
Huh.
Couldn't hear it. But there was another sound that I'm not too familiar with, and it was just like a. I don't want to say it's actually a whistle, but it was like sound that I haven't heard before here, and I gotta take it to one of my scientists that actually is an expert on birds to find out whether or not if he could identify the species.
Wow. Hey, Leo, you
Mhm.
want to come on? Leo's in here. I know you know Leo. You remember her, don't you, Baldy? She's come on Daniel's show all the
Oh
time.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been working on my garden also today, so that was
I was
fun.
just talking a little bit ago. I was watching Jeff Meldrum this afternoon.
Uh-huh.
And something I didn't know, and I didn't know this. And as long as I've been researching, I guess I just never got it in my head or just never picked up on it. It just never hit me. But he was talking about foot tracks, and he was talking about that mid-tarsal break in the foot tracks in the prints.
Right.
And he said that humans don't have that. That's an ape thing. He said humans don't have that mid-tarsal break, and I never knew that. I thought it was common in humans also, but evidently it's not.
Jackie,
No,
she said
because-
sure.
Yeah, I'll post a link. See if you can get on through this link, Leo.
Because humans have an arch, and I personally disagree that Bigfoot has a break on the foot. If you look at some of the evidence of tracks that they have around here, you could actually see that they actually have a small arch to their foot. So they're most closely to humans than apes, and or chimpanzee.
Wow.
Even even their sex organs. Male, there's actually a bone. There's actually a bone the penis where the chimpanzee has, and so does the ape have, and which humans don't have. And so there's some people that are the assumption that Bigfoot does not have one.
I wouldn't know.
Exactly. But again, it takes in order for us to spawn this out, we definitely had to find a species. So
Sure.
yeah.
I think they could catch one if they really wanted to, but I don't think it would live. I really don't.
I don't think so either.
I think it would
I
die.
really don't.
I think it would die in captivity.
I agree. Oh, definitely.
Here we go.
Any spooky stuff happened down there?
I really don't.
There she is.
I agree.
You got another tab open? You got YouTube still open?
Any spooky stuff
Because
happened
we're
down
on StreamYard. You can mute it if you want, but it's either got to go out of the tab that's for YouTube or mute it.
I did go out of the tab from Facebook.
No, YouTube.
I did. I'm on
Oh, okay.
SteamYard now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Have
but
you-
when you click that link on YouTube, it'll leave you in YouTube and take you to StreamYard too. And both tabs will be open. It'll cause a feedback.
I don't hear it no more now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I closed the
YouTube.
where I clicked on from Facebook took me to YouTube. I closed that.
Yeah.
All right. I hadn't been on. I did get on Daniel's show the other night
How
for a little bit and talk to him, but
I'm back.
I was typing it.
Let's see here.
Is everything all right?
Yeah. I just gotta do something real quick. Everything's cool, all good in the hood. Jump on this real quick. You might get a little feedback because I gotta mute this as soon as it jumps on. There we go. Then I gotta go up here and hit this and get rid of this. There we go. I had to take that link bag out.
You know, I can't watch you, Shaky, or Daniel. I try to talk back to you. If I'm just watching you all
Oh,
on the feed talking, I try and
yeah.
talk back to you every time. And I think,
Leo, Leo, where you in
yeah,
North Carolina? You in North Carolina, right?
yeah, Eastern North
Yeah.
Carolina.
Yeah, Glenn, the guy up here at top,
Yeah.
he's in North Carolina too.
What part?
Oh, I'm in Eastern North Carolina, down uh on the other side of Greenville and
Okay.
Bath.
Yeah, you down in there close to the coast.
Yeah, I'm up the Pamlico River.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was trying to think of some of them towns down in there, but I can't now. I used to truck. I used to be down in there all the time, but I can't remember all them towns now.
Moorhead and
Yeah. Uh,
Aurora and Emerald Isle and
Rocky Mount.
oh
Good
yeah,
friend of mine.
Rocky
Good friend of
Mount.
mine. I grew up with him and his family. He's from he just retired from Conway Fire Department.
Ah,
Conway? Yeah, Conway Fire Department.
well that's cool.
Yeah, we're a little bit northwest of Winston.
Okay.
Really, really straight north of Charlotte. So
Are you in the foothills or not quite
yeah,
that far?
yeah, foothills.
Mm. I lived in Boone and Blowing Rock for about 15 years.
Oh yeah.
Mm, I
My
miss
nephew,
it.
my nephew went through college up there at Alp.
Yeah, I miss it, but I had to come back home.
Yeah, we're about 30, maybe 45-minute drive from Boone. It ain't far.
Yeah.
We're in between Winston, Malder, and Wilkesboro.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Wilkesboro. Oh, yeah. I know Wilkesboro a little bit too.
I figured you did going and being up there at Boone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, Baldy.
Yes.
Let's talk about ghosts. You've been to Gettysburg, right?
Oh yeah, I've been in Gettysburg.
Yeah. So tell us what Gettysburg's like for the paranormal aspect of it.
Um,
Oh,
it's an excellent place for paranormal. I normally went with a group. And the lady's name was Spooky. And if you ever look at her site is actually like a black cat on it. And they do some pretty good investigations out there. And we probably went like around 5 or 6 times out there. And every time when we went out there, we always caught something. But they
wow.
wouldn't tell
Cool.
you anything in the investigation, but you're going to figure out exactly what's going on. I'll give you an example. Um, we were investigating this apartment that nobody could stay in. It was always haunted, and people would see weird
That's
stuff in
better.
there. And then they would have this place would even have a basement there as well. Uh, so um, so sure enough, this one particular night, so we went up there and we started investigating. And something was calling me to the basement, and I asked the team if we could go down to the basement. And then everybody went down there. We probably had a total maybe like around 6 to 8 people with us. And sure enough, and then all of a sudden, when everybody was downstairs, and then all of a sudden, I hear somebody walking on top of, heard somebody walk on the stairs, and it stopped right on top of me. And I said, "You don't like me very much, do you?" And then all of a sudden, it was like a heel hit the step. And I said, "Hey, bud," and I talked to the ghost hunters in there and said, "Hey, there's somebody upstairs." He goes, "What do you mean?" He goes, "Didn't you just hear that noise?" He goes, "Yeah." He goes, "There's somebody upstairs." He goes, "You mind checking it out? Because they're just finished walking up those stairs. I want to catch whoever it is up there." And the guy went up there and investigated up there, looked in every single room, and came downstairs and said, "Hey, Baldy, there's nothing up there." He goes, "Man, I caught the heel thing on our recorder and everything like that. Sure enough, it was a heel mark and a heel sound." And then all of a sudden, so we were, and there was, and I got this K2 that I had in my hand, and we went to, and there was this chair there, and a real rusted chair. You could tell it's pretty old. And then all of a sudden, I put my K2 on it, and it started going off. I said, "Anybody sitting in this chair?" And this K2 started going off. I said, "And all right." So sure enough, so we went around the room, everything like that. Tried to put my K2 on the chair again, and nothing. I said, "All right, there's something strange about this chair." So I told my fiance for her to sit on the chair, and the hairs to my arms just started standing up. The hair to my neck started standing up, and then my K2 was going off like crazy. And I put my hand around her neck area, and sure enough, it was going like crazy. So I said, "Hey, get off that chair." And as soon as she got off that chair, the that K2 started going crazy. I mean, that stopped actually. And then so I said, "Man, that's odd." I said, "Do me a favor, sit back down in that chair again." And so sure enough, she sat down the chair again. The K2 started going crazy. Hair started coming down the back of my head, standing up. My arms hair started standing up. I said, "Now get off." So she got off again, and everything stopped. I said, "Do me a favor, Lil." He goes, "Sit down there and play with that. Play with that. There was a old typewriter there." I go, hit some keys and see what happens." Man, this thing started. The K2 started going crazy, and it just stopped at this red thing on the K2. I said, "Hey, now
Wow.
get off." He goes, and then sure enough, and once she got off, I said, "Just don't get back on it again. I think I know what's going on." He goes, "What's that?" Whoever said down there was a writer. Well, I can't answer that question now. I said, "And he owned that typewriter, right?" And he cannot answer plus that he like Wimpy. And sure enough, he goes, "You can't answer the question either." And by the end of the investigation out, and so he looked at me, he pointed his finger at me, he goes, "You know what? You're 100% right." That's exactly what was going on at that apartment. The person who died was actually a writer. That was his favorite chair, and that was his typewriter.
Huh. That's pretty wild.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sachs Bridge is haunted. Sachs Bridge is haunted. My fiance caught a full body apparition on that bridge. A Union soldier. You could actually see his jacket, his gun, I mean, his gold button, and everything on that bridge. Nippleton. So many EVPs just amazing. There's been a Devil's Den. There's
Devil's Den, I hear a lot
like
about.
yeah, and there's actually an area where people could actually sleep in there. Actually, like a cave, but uh, the rocks in there that a group of people could actually sit down in there. We got people there, but Gettysburg. Once that is fantastic.
Hmm. Yeah,
I forgot
Gettysburg's wild.
Red
I,
set dark than that.
Now see
Yeah.
this.
A spectacular night.
Uh-huh. You afraid
Why
to
are
look
the
in the
lights
mirror?
off?
Because I turned them off.
Where the boys at? Out trick or treating?
Yeah, after they're treating all right. You got that. They got that correctly.
Gravy.
Matt came in here and he looked at me. He goes,
I'm gonna call it early
"Turn
night.
all the lights off. You don't never sit in the dark." I went, "That's why you're going to turn on the kitchen light and my bedroom light. I can get light either way."
What'd you say, Baldy?
I'm gonna call it early night tonight.
Okay,
I gotta
brother.
watch these Astros. Yeah, so yeah, for sure. If anything happens tonight, if I catch a voice recording, I'll send it.
I guess he's gonna send it to me.
Okay.
Oh, he's back.
All
There you
right,
are.
see you later.
See ya.
All right, brother. Good having you
You have a
on.
good night.
All right,
Bye.
talk to you later.
You too. Um, um, it's not much of a story, but after I had well, I told you, Steve, I was bleeding internally and didn't know it and almost died.
Yeah.
And
that's
I was in the hospital 10 days.
Right.
And I came back to my sister's. And I slept for about 2 months. But anyway, it had been a couple of months maybe. And I was sleeping, had a bed made on the couch in the living room. And I woke up in the middle of the night sometime. I woke up, and for some reason, I turned and looked kind of not exactly behind me, but over to the side behind me. And my mama was standing there.
Wow.
And I thought, in just an instant, everything went through my head. Wait a minute, Mama's died already. And what do I say to her? And she disappeared.
Mm.
But she looked exactly like a real person standing there.
Wow.
And
It wasn't like a transparent or anything. It was like just like somebody was standing there.
it was like somebody
Solid.
was standing there.
Hmm.
Yeah, solid.
That's
So,
wild.
yeah.
as you know, Shaky. I grew up in a haunted house. My parents should have never built that house where they
The
did.
house on Haunted Hill.
Pretty much. Pretty
I
much.
got to run and get something. I'll be right back. Y'all just keep talking. Just go ahead and I'll be right back.
Okay.
All right. But where my mom and dad built their house, my grandpa and his cousin used to go up there and they used to find bucket loads of Indian arrowheads.
We did too. Yeah.
And they pushed down the trees that was there and built the house right on top of it. That from day one they had problems. I mean, they had gotten the basement part of it built, which is where we're living. And there's like 3 bedrooms down there, a bath, living room, dining room, game room, and kitchen. And they were getting the upstairs built. They had already put in a spiral staircase and all that. And my sister and my mother was sitting there watching television. Now I was just a little girl at this time, and things were happening to me that I didn't feel like I could go with anyone to talk about, talk about it. But they were sitting there and they were watching television, and all of a sudden they heard shh, a boom. They went upstairs, and there was pallets, and I mean pallets of uh, what do they call it? Like that wooden stuff that you can put on your walls.
Paneling.
Oh,
Yeah,
drywall?
well, no paneling. It looks like wood.
Oh,
It's paneling, wood paneling, and they had moved from one
yeah,
side
yeah.
of the room to the other.
Oh,
There was
wow.
nobody out up there. Oh, and I was a little kid, and I loved it. It made me feel very peaceful. But I would lay there in bed, and something would grab my attention. I know on 2 different occasions, I looked up, and you know how on television how they blur out everything around this one particular picture.
Yeah.
Well, I had thousands, and I mean thousands of horses. All you could see was from their chest up, and you could see them running.
Mm.
It was was kind of freaky, but it was very peaceful at the same time. Now, I don't know if it's had any, my dad, it's going to sound cuckoo, but my dad, when he was a little boy, had this, what my grandma thought was an imaginary friend. And he described to my mom what he looked like, from what he could remember as a little boy. And they never talked about that with us. But when my brother was a little boy, he had a little friend that he described exactly like my father had played with, but only this time, this little friend of my dad's had a wife. My sister was in their room ironing her
Huh.
clothes, and she just happened, something kind of made her feel very uneasy. And so she kind of looked up, and there was this same little dude that my brother had described and my dad had described. Because by that time, I was kind of out in the open, staring at my sister across her bed. She didn't stay in that room too long. She ran out of there. But
Hmm.
I mean, there was when my grandma Farley died. It's my mother's mother. A lot of strange things were going on. I mean, like when my mom and dad, they'd go out bowling. I would, of course, as a teenager, crank that volume up and listen to, at the time, heavy metal, Motley Crue.
Yeah. Love
Is there
it.
anything else?
Huh?
Is there anything else?
Oh, yeah.
That's what you-
Well, every time I cranked that up, you could hear footprints, pow, 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 upstairs. I'd have to turn that shit down.
Yeah.
A little bit later, I'd go over and crank it up again. Pow, pow, pow. Okay, I'll quit. I'll turn it down. Well, like I said, my grandma died. And my mom was downstairs in the kitchen running the carpet sweeper. And she went to pull her arm back, and something grabbed her arm by the elbow. Well, she thought it was my little niece, because my first niece was not still in school yet. Well, when she went to look down to see who it was, only thing she saw was feet and socks. That was all she saw. She hurtled across to the other side of the kitchen because it scared the holy shit out of her.
Hmm.
Well, my next door neighbor, which is like one house up, she could see down at our house and all. She called my mom and she goes, Atheline, I hate to bring this up and please don't get offended, but did your mom pass away? She goes, yes, she did. Why? She said, because I just saw her staring out your bedroom window.
Wow.
I lost 2 friends because of that house. They would refuse to speak to me and refuse to ever come back to the house.
That's the same house your parents live in now.
Yep, and it's one that they want to give me.
But do you think that could be something causing the issues with your mom?
I don't know. I mean, it's tried
Because
to
I've
burn
heard
the
of that.
house.
I've heard
Yeah,
of that. I've
I
heard of
have
people
too.
changing and causing people to do weird things, and I mean, just
Well,
Be sick.
it tried to burn their house down twice. And if it hadn't been for my brother, it would have. Because my
Hmm.
brother had just came in from work and smelled something smoking. Now, my mom is a clean freak. And I do mean clean freak. You can eat off her floors. The Taj Mahal looks dirty compared to my mom and dad's house.
yeah.
Well, My mom is very particular on everything has to be off, everything has to be in its place. There was an oven mitt sitting on top of the eye, and the eye was on.
Huh.
That was the first time. Second time, the dishwasher wasn't even plugged up, and the thing started smoking. It was catching on fire.
Wow.
Yeah, tried to burn the house down twice. My sister and I'll never forget this. We were upstairs in the second living room. They got 18 rooms in this house.
Gee whiz.
It's huge. Well, we were sitting upstairs in the living room, and all of a sudden, both of us kind of like shook. And I looked at her, she looked at me, she goes, "You felt that?" And I went, "Yep." My mom's like, "I ran that thing out of this house many, many years ago. I don't know why I hate to tell you, but the damn thing's back."
Yeah.
Because Tressa's like, "I felt it too, Mom. It literally passed in between us." We've had so many problems in that house. It's unreal. I had friends over. My boyfriend and I was sitting down in the basement watching television, and we heard someone come down the steps. We turned to look, and there was no one there.
Hmm.
There was no way that they could hide. This is a spiral staircase.
Do you think that the Native Americans hunting or living or there or whatever has something to do with it?
Yes, I do. Because I think unknowingly and, stupidly, my parents desecrated that ground.
Oh, wow.
Well, if you go in and cut down, get rid of trees and things, a lot of times that kind of makes them mad.
Yeah.
But I feel like through the years, I'm sure your parents have planted trees and bushes and things.
Yeah, they're still finding arrowheads.
There could have been graves there and they not know it.
You need to find a Native American shaman.
I just remembered something. Everywhere that we have moved, we've had the same problems. Even here. It's like
They
a
follow
follows
you.
us.
Attached to you.
Yeah, they're following you.
Thing is, Travis has a couple of those arrowheads in there in his jewelry box.
Yeah.
Nightmare to put them back.
Many, many times the boys have came out of the bedroom and went, "Did you say something, Mama?" "No, I'm sitting there watching the computer." And they look at me real weird and went, "But we heard you." I have seen a woman, and she looks a lot like my grandma Hungate, walk past my bed coming out here. Matt has actually seen her standing in my doorway. So we know we have her. And Travis, he was frozen. I was outside in the yard, and I was looking at him like this, and he was like facing the house. He just kind of like got quiet and like white as a sheet. And I went, "What's wrong with you?" He said, "Mama, there's a guy standing in the door." When he described him, He described my grandpa to a T. My grandpa died when I was 7.
Could have been.
So yeah, this type of stuff is not unusual. I turned it off. You asked me the same damn question Matt just did.
Well, they're on the same page.
Huh?
I said, at least they're on the same page.
True. I generally don't sit here in the dark. But tonight is spooktacular night, so I decided to sit here in the dark.
Your spectacular ain't gonna last long, I'm sorry.
Roll in the math room.
It ain't gonna take me all that long.
You're such a party pooper.
You're welcome.
What's he doing?
Rolling cigarettes.
Jeez.
You're being a party pooper.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to do them in the dark.
Yeah.
There we go.
Shaky froze after he turned his off.
I was
Look.
yep. I was telling
Oh.
about some of the crap that has happened to us in this house.
Yeah,
Yeah, the person that keeps hollering for you and Matt.
yeah.
Hey,
Pop
Dad.
Rock, how are you, buddy?
Hey, Papa.
Or I should say, son. How are you there, old son?
I think one of the spookiest things is Matt was here alone, and I know the look on his face when we got back. He was so thankful we had came back because he said he had heard something out here in the living room. And so he came out of his room. He's standing there in the hallway where I've seen a few things. He's just standing there. He's looking around. All of a sudden, he heard a pig snort in his ear. It scared the hell out of him.
That's some straight up Amityville shit there.
Shaky,
That's
I
what
thought-
That's what I thought too.
Travis and I were in the kitchen, and there was a colander sitting on a countertop. We both watched it raise up, move over, and then fall flat to the ground.
I hear you, Papa.
So yeah, when it comes to poltergeist and that type of shit, that's not new to me. I grew up around it. And let me tell you, it's not fun because when you can't escape that shit, you're kind of stuck in a loop, you know?
No, you just accept it and it don't bother you as bad.
That's what I've.
true. You can't be wrong on that.
Yeah. Matt.
Especially when one goes to pick your ass up.
Yeah, Travis has actually been picked up by the
throat.
throat in the hallway.
My God,
Jeez.
that's a little much for me.
He came running out of the hallway and he had some friends. This is when we lived in Christiansburg, and what I mean by it follows us everywhere. He came running out of the hallway, and now Travis is not one to cry. I mean, even when he pulled the hearing device out of his skull, he didn't cry about it. But he was there in the living room, and he was scared shitless, and he was
I've been too.
bawling. He was bawling like you wouldn't believe it. Everyone was like, "What the hell's going on? What the hell's going on?" He goes, "Whatever that was, just picked me up in the hallway." He was heading to the bathroom. Guess who forgot all about going to the bathroom?
I bet he did, or he went.
Yeah, but this is after him and Matt made a great, big, huge mistake. And I told Travis, don't you ever touch one of them things. Don't you ever do it.
Shaky, did you see what your wife told you?
Yeah, we were playing Yahtzee at the old house, the house I grew up in, and the paper, the Yahtzee paper, actually slid across the table by itself. Nothing else on that table moved, just that one paper. And then the phone rang one day and she answered it. And it was real staticky. And the person sounded just like my grandfather was asking for Paul. That's my middle name.
Oh,
Papa,
well,
you shouldn't be so mean to her. She wouldn't be lifting you up like that every day.
well, Travis and Matt decided to play with a Ouija board.
I knew you
Uh-oh,
were going to
that's not
say
good.
that. Nope.
I was done
I've
that.
never touched one myself.
He was raised not to fool around those things.
Oh, I played with them all the time when I was a teenager.
doesn't
They,
matter.
they are not good.
You
I
don't know
didn't ever
anything.
touched it.
I've never been around one. Don't know nothing about it.
We were messing
I've
with
never-
one.
Matt has had problems with, oh God, what is the name of this thing? What's the name of that thing that keeps following him? I can't remember it.
I still haven't figured
An
It-
entity.
Well, it's an entity,
it
but
out. I've
it's,
seen the damn thing.
More like a
Yeah.
shadow person.
no, it's
Oh,
like a-
tall and has real long freaking arms.
Like a Slender Man type thing.
it's like a Slender Man.
Yeah, but
But
it goes
it
by a
has-
different name.
It has horns like a
Oh,
goat.
oh, 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 oh.
Yes, legs
Kind of.
like a goat. You could literally say it's a damn good representation of Lucifer.
I know what you're talking about. Oh man, not a con. It begins with a C.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of it either.
Not a Conaway. Congo.
All I know is
It
Matt.
begins with a W. Maybe it begins with a W.
All I know is Matt did not close that Ouija board.
Well,
He did not close it properly, and he has had problems ever since out of it. We've
Y'all
had to
need-
actually chase it out of this
y'all
house.
need help. You need a good psychic to come and
That's
tell
our-
y'all what to do and help y'all.
Well, that's another thing.
What is it?
I'm a medium. In
Oh,
fact,
okay.
I hear you.
I scared the hell out of
Oh, hell.
Glenn and April's chiropractor. Now I'm scared death he ain't gonna see us anymore. Because
Did you say what it was? Because I froze up.
no, I didn't.
No,
Oh, wait,
Papa
it's like a
Rock-
Wendigo? A Wendigo?
a Wendigo.
Wendigo.
Yeah, that's it. Wendigo.
Yeah.
It is not.
I'm thinking Wendigo.
That, yeah,
Not a
But-
Wendigo?
that's a
Yeah,
shapeshifter.
first time meeting their chiropractor, I started getting a reading. And when I get readings, they don't shut up until I say something. And let me tell you what, it can be really rather annoying. And I went in there and I met Alex. He goes, yeah, I know it. Can I ask you a question? And Glenn and April was standing there.
No, I wouldn't.
Oh, you wasn't?
I went outside or something.
Oh, no, you were asleep. Travis said you were asleep.
Okay.
But I asked him just 2 questions. I can't remember what they were. And he rose up, and now this man's in a wheelchair. He's also a spiritual man. He raised up and looked at me. He goes, oh, I asked him, I said, what does army and tank mean? I went, not like a tank that you drive, but the name tank. And he raised up, he looked at me, he goes, I don't want to talk about it. Come to find out, a friend of his that was killed in the Iraqi war, and it was a good friend of his, because Alex was also in that, was killed. His name was Tank. So, yeah. That's another thing. My family is just
Weirdos.
that's the way of putting it.
That's
That's a good way of putting it.
But do you, if as a medium, do you have any idea what you need to do to get rid of these things?
I've done it before. And it wears you out both mentally and physically.
Even trying to kick it out of the house is
I'm sure it does.
It does. It really screws with you. Bad. I've had to do it before. It's not fun. But yeah, I mean, that's the type of shit I grew up in. So the paranormal was actually kind of normal for us.
Called the Dead Files.
What's the Dead Files?
Yeah, that's a good show.
It's
That's a good show. You need to watch it.
It's a TV show. It's usually on the Travel Channel. It's a series. It's a woman who is a very good medium and a ex New York City police detective, and he goes and checks out the property records and the stories in town and all of that stuff, and she walks through and identifies who and what is in the house or the yard, and she can tell. She can
You read
tell.
what Papa Rock said too?
Yeah.
Papa Rock said, Red, give that stuff to the FedEx man.
Oh yeah. Anyway, and then at the end they come together with the family, and she tells them what they need to do to get rid of it. And occasionally she says you have to move far away and don't ever come back.
I've moved far away. I moved from West Virginia to Oregon and it didn't leave me.
Well,
I
I'm
almost
just
made my
saying there's
ex-husband scream because first time, I mean, I was used to seeing it kind of like a misty white formation. But the first time I ever seen it, like I'm looking at you right now, was in Oregon. And my ex-husband and I were driving back home. And I seen this guy ride his bicycle out in front of the car, and I screamed because I thought we was going to hit him. He slammed on the brakes, looked at me, pissed off, and rightly so. He goes, "What the hell are you screaming about?" I said, "The guy that just rode his bicycle out in front of the car." He looked at me real weird. He goes, "There was no one that rode the bicycle out in front of the car." I went, "Oh shit."
I drove through a wagon train one night in a truck.
wow.
Say that again.
I drove through a wagon train one in the middle of the night in my big truck one time.
That
What
is interesting.
I bet you that was spooky.
Yeah.
Well,
Same night. The same night I drove through all them mountains in Florida. That was some of the biggest mountains I ever been on too.
In Florida.
I asked my landlord at the apartment we lived in, if anyone had, if there's ever been anyone that got hit with a bicycle at the place. I described it to her. She said, "Yeah." She goes, "That's been quite a few years ago before you ever moved here." What I saw was, oh, what is the word for this?
Apparition.
Well, I saw the apparition, but it was a replay of what had happened that day.
Oh, a residual.
Yeah. So I've had poltergeists, I've seen residuals, I've seen things, I've heard things, had to chase things away. So it's hard for me to even go out of the house because I've terrified complete strangers before. This one girl, we went to Dollar General, Miss Travis and I, and she was standing there and she was bawling her eyes out. I went, "Honey, you're going to be okay." She goes, "I can't leave work and my mom's in a hospital."
We
I
lost
told her, I
Yankee.
said, "Don't worry about it. Your mom will be okay when she gets out of the hospital. She'll be weak for a couple of days, but she'll be just fine. Don't worry about it." Well, it was like the month after when I went in, and she was working, and she pulled me over to her, aisle to check out. And she looked at me. She goes, "How did you know that things are going to work out that way for my mom?" I went, "I can't tell you." But I mean, I read these two kids. They were like 8 and 5, sitting in their mom's buggy, checking out. And I just looked at them and got tickled. And I went, "Your son's very quiet." I said, "But he's going to grow up to be a businessman one day." And the lady looked at me like I was nuts. And I went, "But your daughter, she's going to have to go into something that's going to keep her busy. That's going to keep her, everything's going to be different every day." I said, "A lot like nursing." And it's like her legs almost buckled. And she said, "I always said that my son reminded me of my daddy and he was a businessman." She goes, "But what I don't understand is when you said nursing," she said, "I'm a nurse. My mother's a nurse and my sister is a nurse. How the hell did you know anything about that?" I can't tell you. I can only read people if they don't have a blockage up for me to read. If they're open,
Yeah.
I can read them. If they have that block there, I can't. It's not of my choosing. And it's the first time I've ever admitted this on camera. I've told Shaky about it, but I was always too
Nervous to tell people.
nervous. Yeah, nervous to tell anyone else because they're going to think I'm, some psycho.
Well, I hope you ain't never read mine.
I can't reach you.
You're too close.
Yeah, you're too closed.
I don't know. I've had a lot of weird stuff happen around me before too, so I don't know if I'm blocked or what. But I've seen a lot of things.
I don't know.
Sylvia Brown said, "If you lose your pocketbook, I can tell you exactly where it is. But if I
Yeah.
lose my pocketbook, it's just lost."
I think that's the way I
Sylvia
am.
Brown has
anymore.
also been caught in a freaking lie several
Isn't
times.
it Mr. Stallone's mom?
No.
You sure?
No.
His mother's is a
Yeah.
medium, and her name's Sylvia. I'm pretty sure.
No, two different people.
Okay.
No. Different people. But
Got me got curious now.
yeah, I know, but if you think of all the police cases she solved and all of the
Yeah.
things that were correct and she was wrong one time. Now it was a big wrong, but I don't know. I still liked her. I'm sorry she died.
I didn't know Sylvia Brown was dead.
Yeah, she's been dead good couple of years.
Yeah, she died in 98. No, wait a minute. She was 98 years old when she died.
No, she wasn't that old. She might have been in her early 80s. But her granddaughter was already really psyched on.
Well, see, in my family, it didn't skip a generation. My grandmother, my mom's mom, was getting ready to head to Washington, D.C. Well, it's actually outside of Washington, D.C., here in Virginia for my cousin's wedding. And she told everyone, "I won't be coming back." She gave away all her house plants, which she absolutely loved. And she had a will laying out in the middle of her table. She didn't come home. She died there.
Oh man.
So I mean,
Well, I guess
my
you
sister's
knew.
like this. My sister's like this. Pisses her husband off because he can't get by with anything. And my ex-boyfriend hated it because we were laying there in bed one night and his phone went off. And I told him, I said, that's Dee calling, which was a friend of his. And he looked at me and he goes, you don't know that. When I'm telling you, that was Dee that just called. Well, he got up to go to the bathroom and stopped to look at his phone. Looked back at me. He goes, I wish you would stop that shit. I went,
Your
what?
sound went out. Okay, you're back.
You know, I can't help it.
My internet is bad tonight.
It
It
is.
could be the rain. You said you're getting rain.
No, it's a lot of wind now.
Oh, wind. I thought you said rain.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was, but now it's just real. I think the rain stopped and it's got real windy. So it's messing with the phone lines because our internet comes in on phone line up on this mountain.
Oh yeah.
And Papa Rock, you know, I wouldn't give what. To me, it's not a curse, although we call it the Farley curse.
Oh, it's a curse. When the dead won't leave you alone.
Well,
the farting
yeah,
curse. The farting curse?
Farley.
No.
Farley. Not the farting curse. Farley. That's my mom's name, Farley. But it is kind of funny because they used to pick at her about her last name and go, Atheling Farley's having a farting party, and she'd beat the shit out of them for saying that. But no, it's Farley.
Like Chris Farley.
So
That's my sister-in-law's last name too.
see, and my family hasn't skipped a generation at all.
Well, it doesn't always,
Normally it does, though.
but yeah, most time, but not always. Yeah.
It only happens to me when I'm drinking. It's like my mind clears when I'm drinking, and then I see things. I get images busted in my head from people.
They're called
Yes.
hallucinations.
Yeah, I don't froze.
I'm picking on you. Oh, he froze again.
That's what I started to say. He done froze again.
Yeah, I missed him flipping me off.
There he is.
All right,
Man,
show me the middle finger.
He's ignoring
Huh?
you.
Show me the middle finger.
I can't hear.
She said, show her your middle
It's
finger.
all broke.
Oh,
Froze up, in and out, in and out, in and out.
yeah, you said your mind. You said, Shaky, your mind clears when you're drinking. And I said, and you said that
Yeah,
you see things, and I went, those are called hallucinations.
yeah.
I hope the rest of you's getting an echo.
I'm not.
I'm not now.
When you was talking,
But I was never
getting
taught. I was never considered. I was never told I was a medium. They called me something else. It wasn't a medium. It was.
Yeah, they used to call me something
I
else
forgot
too.
what it was.
No lady
Yeah.
said
We still do, Glenn. Don't worry.
Just,
so I ain't lost my A name yet.
Yeah.
yeah, my friend Ron. Actually, now I think about it, I've lost 3 friends. Because Rhonda, I was just a little girl. I was in 2nd grade, 3rd grade. Rhonda, my friend Rhonda, came down to the house because she was wanting to get one of our puppies. We had pug dogs. Oh God, I love pug dogs. They're so sweet. Well, we were down in the basement. She was looking at them, deciding which one she wanted. Well, then somebody started walking down this spiral staircase, and there was nobody in the house. So we hid behind the pool table. Not the smartest thing in the world, but we were just little kids. We didn't know any better. We hid behind the pool table, and there was absolutely not a soul there. It's the last time she came to my house. And then Jennifer Pack was at my house because we had went down, and I was getting my jacket out of the closet. I heard her scream, and I looked over, and she was gone. When I caught up with her, she was running up the road. She never did come back. And then my friend Shauna, we were in high school. I got woke up with her shaking me like crazy and going, "There's somebody standing in the corner of your room. Who the hell is that?" And I looked over and went, "Oh, don't worry about it. He's not gonna bother you." And I went back to sleep. Well, it pissed her off because it didn't bother her as much, or me as much as it bothered her. She never came back. So there was Rhonda, Jennifer, and Shauna.
Well, now, if you
My
let some
first
other girl's house and their boyfriend standing in the corner, would you want to hang around?
It wasn't my boyfriend. I don't know who the hell it was, but it was not my boyfriend.
My first incident when I was about 12, my grandmother died, and my cousin came to spend the night with me and my grandfather, and she was in my grandmother's room. And she started calling my name in the middle of the night. I walked in there, and my great grandmother's rocking chair was my great grandmother sitting there rocking and knitting.
I think I heard. I think I know that
Whoa.
story.
I think that she came back to meet my grandmother.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
That was the first time I'd ever had any kind of experience like that.
Well, my cousin, she has my grandma's rocking chair, and her husband won't let her keep it in the living room because it keeps sitting there rocking when there's nobody in it. And he goes, "It goes into the spare room. You're not bringing that damn thing out here." He won't allow it in the main house.
Uh-oh, Red's eating Fruity Pebbles.
Oh, jeez.
Pizza.
Uh,
I might throw some Fruity Pebbles on there.
I might. Might.
That's
I'm
great.
about ready for my cereal.
Yeah.
that's right. She's having
You know what?
now.
These kind of
She's
Fruity Pebbles, Leo, these
Oh.
Fruity Pebble bars are contaminated
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, they're not contaminated.
with THC.
Well, that
Oh.
they do have in it.
No, I
Yeah,
don't want them then.
She gets plum fruity after she eats them.
I have to take a drug and alcohol test every
Oh, wow.
month for 6 months.
Oh, wow.
Even though Christmas will be 3 years since I had a drink, and I'm so proud. But
Congratulations.
thank you.
That's really good.
Thank you. It was quit or die, and I decided I didn't want to die. But it's just part of the transplant criteria, and it's just for 6 months. And I pass it every month. I do smoke a little hemp, but heck, I don't smoke it hardly at all. But it doesn't have THC. So,
My ex-boyfriend, the reason I left him mainly, well, he was very abusive to me, for one. And two, he drank like a freaking fish.
I did.
Well, he's almost died. Oh God, what is that?
Cirrhosis.
Cirrhosis of the liver. Thank you. Yeah. He was in a coma for a while in the hospital, and
Yeah.
they had to have him incubated and all that, which is why he lost his teeth and all. But he's like, "The doctor told me if I took another drink, I'm gonna die." Guess who continued to drink?
The idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He would get drunk at night, and I always had to get his medicine ready. So I'd put it in a medicine bottle. So all he had to do was take all his medicine at one time. But he would get so drunk that he would forget to take it. And then the next day I'd give him another bottle, not knowing that he didn't take the night before. And he would get drunk that night and then take both bottles because he forgot that he didn't take the first one. Or that he had
Well,
already taken the first one.
even if he took the money, even if he took the medicine, if he was still drinking fairly hard, it wouldn't have done any good.
He's still living. I don't know how.
I don't know
He's still
how
living.
either.
Look at Ozzy Osbourne. Look at Keith
Yeah,
Richards.
Yeah.
Christ, Keith Richards. He was
yeah,
born in his father's ashes.
yeah.
He just. That's one reason I hate alcohol.
I went ahead and quit,
You know,
and I'm glad.
he was drinking a liter. Well, I guess it's a liter, the big bottles
Yeah, fifth or leader.
Yeah,
Yeah,
of Evan Williams in 2 days.
I was drinking a fifth of Jim Beam every night.
I was drinking a fifth of vodka. Um, it wouldn't last me 2 nights. I wouldn't drink the whole thing the first night, but there wasn't enough as much as I wanted left for the next night.
Well, see, I hate alcohol, man. I do, because I see that it damages people. You know,
Yes,
it
it
hurts
does.
them and it hurts their family. And another reason I don't drink is because I would forget that I couldn't walk, get up to stand and walk, and fall flat on my ass. And you two know that I would. 'Cause
Well,
I'm
I
that-
just
I
sitting
don't know
here
nothing. I'm Sergeant Schultz.
from what I've
Yeah.
been told,
know
you like
nothing.
flipping the wheelchair over on your ass.
there you go. See, they're right there.
I'm
Well,
way
Papa wasn't here
more
to say it, so you know somebody had
I'm
to.
way more apt to stumble and weave and fall down
Hey,
now
Pepper.
just with the medicine I'm on.
Well, see,
Hey,
I'm in a
Pepper.
wheelchair. That's what I meant by I'd forget and think I could get up and walk.
Oh, well, I'm sorry.
Well, don't be sorry.
She
Well,
likes to joke about it.
A lot.
That's the reason I said what I said a while ago, because I know how she likes to joke about it.
It doesn't bother me that I'm in a wheelchair, not at all. I mean, I'm not going to
Doesn't
say
bother
that
me either.
well, I'm not going to say that there ain't days that I kind of wish I could walk, because I watch
Sure.
people walk sometimes, and I'm like, I wish I could do that. But then
yeah,
there's other times I realize that if I could walk, I'd be in one of two places, either dead or in prison. So I'm
oh
kind of
no,
glad I'm in a wheel. Oh yeah.
Well, Red,
Well-
there's been times out here I wish I had a wheelchair where I could sit down and rode around and do some of the stuff.
my sister
That's a
has an
different
electric
take.
chair for outside.
That's a different take.
Yeah. Well, your back gets hurt and your legs are hurting. It'd be nice to be able to sit down and do it.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. My butt don't hurt me anymore. I've kind of got used to that.
Well, mine ain't hurting as bad. I think it's finally starting to heal from the fall. But
I hope so. It's been about a year.
yeah, been since spring of
Hey,
year.
Hey, I've been on almost an hour and a half. I got to get off here. I am freezing to death.
Yeah.
This wind is blowing. I am freezing. And
you're
unless I can
yawning.
come up with something else, I may not see y'all till next spring unless it's on somebody else. Well, no, because I ain't coming on nobody else's channel if I ain't, if it ain't quiet. So I might
Why?
because if I'm inside, I'm in the living room and Jackie has a TV. I'm not going to tell her to turn her TV down just because I want to go on YouTube.
Well, that doesn't mean you can't put your earphones on and still talk.
Yeah, but the talking bothers her. So I just, I'll see what happens.
Type.
I'll try to get something on the yeah, I'll come in and watch. I'm just saying I probably won't join in unless maybe if I have to get my bedroom wall is it needs to be redone. So it was taken out when we moved in here and I never fixed it.
Well, take your green screen in there and hang it up.
Huh?
Take your green screen in there and hang it across.
Yeah, I'll figure something out, but
I think
That's
what
what
he's
I've
trying to
done.
do is I don't okay, I had a joke and I lost it.
I need to go too because I'm hungry. I hadn't
I
eaten.
hear you. Leo, it's so good seeing you again. God, I mean, I see you, talk to you on Messenger and stuff, but man, I haven't seen you in years like this.
I know, and you look
It's been
good,
a long
man.
time. We used to do, Leo and I used to do shows together years ago. I mean, talk about
Really?
Bigfoot and cryptids. Yeah, we go
Yeah.
way back.
Yeah, we do.
You got to tell her about the time Bigfoot chased my sisters and our friends out of the woods out from the duck pond. I was in nursery school. They ran. A nursery school kid cannot keep up with teenagers.
No.
They left me for Bigfoot to eat.
Jeez.
I don't know. I used to have some mama could outrun me. I was always a slow runner.
Yeah.
Well, like I said,
Did you
I
ever
was
see
in
that? Hey,
nursery school.
haven't you ever seen that Red Bull commercial with the two antelopes, and the one's drinking a Red Bull, and the lion's coming through the grass, and he says,
Yeah,
"That's going to help you be faster than that lion." He says, "I only need you to be faster than you."
that's right. Yeah.
Here's our
Yeah.
little sister up for offerings. We're out of here. Boom.
Good, great. One of them could have picked you up and carried you.
I know, but no, they freaked out and ran. Them and their friends.
Oh, Lord. Well,
Three of my siblings and three of their friends left a little kid behind to fend for
That's
herself.
sad. That's sad.
yes, it is. No,
Anyway, I'll try to get
sad.
something rigged
I
up so
wouldn't.
I can keep going. But until I do, I'll see you where I'll see you.
Well,
I'll
let
probably
me
make some
know
videos
if
to
you
put
do
on here.
get on.
Yeah, I'll let you know. I'll send you a link or something. Shit, yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
Shake,
Good seeing you.
I am
Yeah.
really glad
good
that
seeing you.
done a live tonight because I don't want people to think I'm some type of weirdo. I mean,
Well, we
I
know
know
you are, but that's all right because we
Yeah.
accept you for being that
Yeah, we
weirdo.
accept you like it.
I,
We probably disown you.
Everybody's weird in some way or another.
I
Hey.
don't want people like to shy away from me because of this shit that I've went through in my life. And
Yeah.
trust me, it was not fun losing
Everybody's
friends,
gone
and
through
I don't
something.
want to lose more friends because of it.
Everybody goes through something. I mean,
Yep.
trust me.
That's right.
Yeah. Just be yourself. If they accept you, they accept you. If they don't, they
And if
don't.
they don't, you're better off without them.
That's right.
Yeah.
I mean, I am what you see.
That's right. Me too.
I love
It
you
was
too,
good meeting
Jackie.
you tonight.
It's good meeting you all. I
It was
enjoyed
great
the
meeting
talk,
you.
and I enjoyed seeing Shaky again,
I'm back.
my old buddy.
Yeah, shit. All right, guys, I'm gonna jump off here. I'm going in where it's warm. I'll talk
right.
to y'all later. Thank y'all for coming on late. Happy Halloween, y'all.
Happy
Y'all
Halloween.
Too.
All right,
We'll
talk
see
to
you
everybody
about
later.
Wednesday.
Yeah, definitely. Lazy Acres Wednesday night.
Yes, Leo.
Oh, I'll
Lazy
look it up.
Acres comes on at 8 o'clock on Wednesday nights.
Okay, I'll look it up.
All righty.
Yeah.
We'd appreciate it. We'd like for you to come in.
If you can't remember, I'll send you a link on Messenger or something.
Okay, cool. Thank you. All
Well,
right.
hit me up and remind me.
Oh, okay.
Either one. If you don't hear from me, remind me. I tell you, my mind ain't worth a crap anymore.
I understand that.
Mine it
cold
neither.
Ugh.
All
Bye-bye,
right,
everybody.
We'll catch you about Wednesday.
Good night.
Y'all have a good one. Bye.
All right, y'all.
Night.
See you
Bye-bye.
guys. Love y'all.
Love you too. Bye bye.
See ya.